Hi guys, welcome to a new video. In today's video I'm going to be giving you a garden tour. Today is, let me check, September 15th, and I'm gonna show you how the garden is growing. So let's start right here at the green stalks. Now these green stalks haven't been performing very well this year for me. I think the pockets are still too small. So yeah, this is the green stalk with the big pockets. So I have my chart here. My chart did fairly well, but everything else didn't. This is my kale, looks terrible. More kale, that looks terrible. Some red beets that didn't do anything. Those are parsnips, which I don't think did anything either. I should harvest those sometime soon. Then I have my string beans that are like a bush bean variety. These did not do well at all, but I don't know if this is because of the fact that it's a bush bean or because it's the green stalks. This I don't know, but they are super short. They're supposed to be at least double the size of this. So yeah, that didn't do well. My normal green beans got some kind of disease, which I don't know what happened there either. My marigolds did fairly well in here, so I'm happy with that. And then yeah, let's see if I can show you my red cabbage. It's terrible. It looks terrible. It didn't grow at all. There's no head in there whatsoever. Moving on to the leaf type green stalk. In here I put mainly salads, radishes, and then I have some more green beans and red beets. My red beets that I left in here are looking all right, but I am actually wondering if I will be able to get those out of here. This is, for example, what one of them is looking like, but in here I have three, and there's spider webs everywhere. So yeah, I will have to see if I can get these out. Anyway, those I'm pretty happy with. The ones that I harvested earlier in the season were not doing good, but maybe I just harvested them too soon. That's a possibility. Anyway, my green beans that are in here are also looking pretty well. Like, these are some nice sized beans. So that's nice. The radishes that I grew in here did terrible. Like, I tried everything. I even tried starting them from seed indoors and then transplanting them. They didn't do well at all. So yeah, that's not a success. For next year I won't be doing that again. But besides that, the salads, as you can see, are all going to seed, so they are pretty happy in here, I think. And then I have weeds in here, of course, more green beans, more red beets. So yeah, that's what those are looking like. This is our basil patch, which fully went to seed the first heat that we got in July. So we didn't really harvest a lot of this, but next year I am going to be staying better on top of this so that hopefully we have more basil. And then finally, here in the front of the garden I have my, I'm not sure if you can see this, my chamomile plant, which is completely dead and spent. I had a really great harvest from this, but yeah, it's done with, which is fine. Yeah, I was actually really positively surprised with the chamomile, just with how many flowers I was able to harvest from one pot, so that's great. Now we are walking towards the back of our garden, and then I will show you what this is looking like. Now, starting off with our amazing raspberries, which we haven't been picking. We got a second flush of raspberries, like a really big one, nice one. But we didn't get to picking them in time. I'm also getting a second flush of strawberries. Not sure if that's like a very common thing, but the strawberries in the beginning of our season didn't do well at all. And this was not only in my garden, but I heard from a lot of like just hobby growers, but also I read some articles about professional growers that it was a very bad strawberry year this year. And now I'm seeing that my strawberries are just like taking off with runners. Normally they do this in the spring, but they didn't. And I'm seeing a bunch of strawberries on here. So maybe we will get some more strawberries. All right, moving on. So as I told you, raspberries. We have a bunch of these disgusting insects on there. We had this last year as well. I'm not sure. They're only on the raspberries, so there's so many of them. All right, let's see. Tomatoes. Here are the tomatoes. These are very nice. They color up in like this striped pattern. They're really beautiful. On the inside, they're just red. These tomatoes are also very nice. I'm gonna be growing these again next year. I'm not sure which variety this was. Oh, Room van Mechelen. All right. So these are like some very nice big slicing tomatoes. These ones I'm not very fond of, so I'm not gonna be growing these again. These were very nice too. It's the striped sea. I'm not sure. They were nice. I'm gonna grow those again. The Triomphe de Liège I didn't love either. They started a bit earlier than the other plants, but now they are super behind. Dulcia are always nice. Just some yellow tomatoes, bush variety. Yeah, I've had these. It's the second year in a row that I'm growing these, and I really enjoy those. And then I have just my Roma tomatoes, which I find that the ones in here are not doing as well as the ones out in the garden. So I'm thinking next year I will grow those outside. I was a little bit reluctant to do it because I saw now that the ones that are outside, they got a bit diseased, but as I'm looking at these, they are even more diseased than the ones outside. So I don't think it makes a very big difference. We got like a sudden drop in temperatures the past week, and so I noticed from after 2 days of like these cold temperatures, this is what my tomatoes are looking like. They are totally diseased. Now the tomatoes themselves are looking fine, but I've been noticing that they drop very easily. I just have to touch them. Oh no, not today, but for most of them you just have to touch them and they fall off. So I'm not sure if that's due to the temperature change or what. But so yeah. All right, now I cleaned up these pumpkins last week, 2 weeks ago. So I have this one, which, did I cut this one off? Huh, I think I cut this one. Oh, all right, so this one was not attached to a vine. I just forgot to take it with me. All right, well, we have a pumpkin today. All right, I have a nice butternut growing here. Now again, my butternuts this year, I don't know what happened. The butternuts that I grew of my own starts, they died. And then I bought starts. I think I bought 5 or 6 starts, and I only have 1 pumpkin. So I'm not sure what happened there. Then I have this one. I'm not sure what this is. It's very small. And then I have something over there. I'm not sure. Can you see that? It's like a green situation. I thought it was the same as this, but it's not. It's something. I'm not sure. But so yeah, I'm just gonna let those. As long as the vine is alive, I'm leaving them. So apparently I have 1 pumpkin. I'm not sure. Is this ready? Oh yeah, it's ready. All right. Is this one ready? I think this is gonna be ready soon because the stem is starting to become woody. And so once the stem is like nice and woody, it's ready to be harvested. So my pumpkins overall are doing pretty well. These are my little Jack B. Littles, which didn't do as well as last year, but I'm thinking it's just the weather because none of the pumpkins did amazing. So yeah, I have the white ones, white. Then this vine over here are also, I thought they were white ones. Here at the beginning, they're green. If you move along, it's white, but it's probably gonna become green. And then this plant is still growing, so I'm leaving it. But so yeah, these are white. Those are green ones. Butternuts over there. spaghetti squash here. I have 3 more spaghetti squash. And then this is a butternut which isn't doing anything. Oh, actually, it looks like it tried, but failed. Jack littles. Those are my large orange pumpkins. These are all butternuts that are not putting out any pumpkins. Moving along now with the cold snap. Well, it wasn't really a cold snap, but with the sudden colder weather that we had, my zucchini stopped producing all of a sudden. But now I am seeing a few small zucchini on there. Yeah, I'm not really sure. This year the weather has been so weird. It's been like fairly cold. We've had very little hot weather. And so, yeah, I'm not sure. It wasn't an amazing zucchini year, but still we had, like, I was able to freeze quite a bit. So we will be able to eat quite a bit of zucchini in the winter time. Now these are my string bean pole beans. There we go. And these are a lot longer than the other ones from the green stalks. This is kind of the size you're looking for right here. The ones from the green stalks are like this when they are mature, so you can see the difference. Yeah, these I feel like they are starting to be kind of to get spent a little bit, but I'm seeing some beans being like still put on, so I'm leaving these out here. Then, as you saw in the last video, I took out all the cucumbers, but I did leave the zucchini, which after the cold weather it's now heating up a little bit. And I'm seeing that it's putting on some new growth, so that's nice. These are my tiny zucchini that I still planted. My idea was to have a succession planting, but like I said, the weather just didn't really allow for that. This one's doing the best out of all 3. These ones, when you look at the beginning of the plant, where they come out of the ground, they're not looking great. But yeah, anyway, my melons, I think it was just too cold for them, and the vines started to die off. As you can see, it's just, I'm not sure if these are even going to ripen or not. They're super tiny, tiny small. This is the biggest one I have, and it fits in my hand. So, oh, it just fell off. Oh, is it ready? It smells like melon. It's very hard though, but it fell off the vine, so maybe it's ready. I don't know. Anyway, these vines are a little bit sad. I'm not sure if I did something wrong or not. I don't think it matters. It was a nice experiment, and I might try to grow some melons again next year, but put them out in the garden earlier. Yeah. Then corn. This is my sweet corn, and I feel like this is probably ready. I harvested some a few weeks ago and it was not ready yet, but now I can see that the outer leaves are dying off, so that's supposed to mean that they are ready. Oh, one of my stalks fell over. Oops. Let's put you back up. Alright, back straight. Uh-oh, it's gonna fall. Anyway, this is my succession planting of green beans. Bush beans. It's looking alright. I mentioned before that I also planted a row of seeds here, but only 2 came up. I don't know what happened. It's very weird, because I planted it as thick as over there, and only 2 came up. So I don't know. I also have 1 more zucchini in here, which is growing nicely, so that's nice. Yeah, these green beans, I don't know, next week we are supposed to be getting some warmer temperatures again, so hopefully they will be able to put on some growth. I'm thinking I will just fertilize them and see what happens. It's an experiment again to put a succession planting of green beans out this late for me. I planted those, I think, the last week of August, so about 2 weeks ago. Maybe 1 week ago. No, 2 weeks, I think, yeah. So we'll see. And then here I have my red cabbages, which again, I can't grow cabbages. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but These are they are even tinier than my melon. That one's looking kind of alright, but there's holes in it, so yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong with those, but they're definitely not doing that well. And then these are Brussels sprouts that this is a little bit embarrassing. I started these in March, May, maybe April or May probably, and I only put them in the ground in August. I left them in their little container that I started them in, and so yeah, they stunted obviously because I left them in there for so long. But yeah, I put them in the ground. They have put on some growth, but they also are being eaten by the slugs, so I'm not sure if they will do anything. It's the first year I would be growing these, so it's an experiment, but we'll see what happens. My rhubarb is still growing. I don't know why, but it's growing. And then my tomatoes, as I told you, they are now getting diseased. They have like these black spots on them, but the tomatoes that are on there are looking fine to me. So as long as the plants don't actually die, I will continue to harvest from them. I'm very happy with the harvest I've been getting. Yeah, it's been really nice. In between here, I also succession planted some green beans, but again, the slugs are getting active again. And then this mess is my pepper patch. In here I have a bunch of peppers, but it's just very hard to see them. They are definitely there. They are getting a nice size, so they just need to get some color on there. Here are those snack peppers, the yellow ones, looking nice. And then the hot peppers are actually looking pretty good as well. What do we have? Oh, my jalapenos are coloring up. Oh, I didn't know. These are, I think these are jalapenos. I think so. Number one is supposed to be a bell pepper, but those are definitely not bell peppers. What's this? This is also number one. Oh yeah, so it's supposed to be a red snack bell pepper. These ones. Those are the jalapenos, which are coloring, I think. Oh yeah, look. Right here. Starting to get some color on there. My Turkish snakes are looking good. Down there I have something. I don't know. Oh yeah, these are the cherry bomb peppers. They are supposed to be pretty good for stuffing. And then I have these ones. Now, I looked up a picture online and they're supposed to be like red as well. This is the variety. It's like a hot pepper, but I'm not sure how long I have to wait because these have been like growing for a long time and there's so many peppers on this plant. I can show you when we go out of the garden, but it's insane. But so yeah, I'm not sure how long I have to wait for them to color up. Then I have that. I don't know what that is. Can I see? Oh, it's the piment de spillet over there. The cherry bombs. These are number 13. I don't know what number 13 is, but anyway, it's looking a little bit weird. And then I have, oh, this is also it's SRP Stripey is what it's called. They are definitely not coloring up yet. So yeah, I'm just waiting for these guys to get some more color on them. Let me put my melon and I will show you that one weird looking pepper. They have a very funny shape. This is what they look like. So it's like a little, yeah, almost looks like a bell. But so there's so many peppers on this plant. It's crazy. So I'm hoping that they will still color up before the end of our gardening season so that I can harvest those. Maybe dry them, maybe use them in some recipes. I will have to do some research. But so yeah, that is what our garden is looking like. I am pretty happy. Oh, and I'm seeing some apples. Oh, I didn't notice those before. We have some apples. All right. So yeah, this is what the garden's looking like. Now in the middle of September, our growing season is pretty long because we don't get frost typically until the end of October or November. But like I said, this year we've been having some colder temperatures, so who knows what will happen. I will keep you updated, of course. Now with that, I am going to end the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!